Oh? Oh. Mm. Yeah. Oh! Ah. 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 Hey guys, what's up? It's Detective here, investigating your favorite movies, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review of a movie that I watched last night in the theaters on a big screen, and that movie is Hundreds of Beavers, written and directed by Mike Cheslick, and also co-written by Rylan Brixton Coltuse, who is also the main character in this movie. So, yeah, last night I went to the theaters to watch this movie. I've been wanting to go to the theaters to watch this movie for a very long time, ever since I saw the review made by Adam from Your Movie Sucks. He gave it like a 9 out of 10, saying that it's fantastic, it's great, and I was like, man, this must be amazing to watch in a crowd. So I went all the way to Santa Monica to watch one of the last screenings of Hundreds of Beavers uh, ever, I guess. And oh my god, I'm so thankful that I did, because it is a damn good experience. First of all, before the screening happened, there was a raffle. Essentially, one of the people working at the theaters was like, hey, we're going to give out hats and there's going to be a raffle. And I was like, okay, I'm not, please don't call my name. Please don't call me out. And of course, the first person to be called out is me.
We have a raffle to do. Yes, thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do is everybody should have your tickets, or at least know which seat you're sitting in. And I'm going to randomly draw three. We have. These are limited edition. Only 100 were made in the country, and they are the branded Hundreds of Beavers hats.
Oh no!
Right here. There we go. FF10.
That's you.
Right. FF10.
No, I'm not that.
Come on down here.
Oh no, that's you.
That's
then.
you.
That's you.
FF?
Get your ass down here.
What? Was it 12? Can I sit down?
Yeah. And I won a hat. So, there we go. Apparently there's like 100 of these left in the US or something. It's a very rare item. But it is a hundreds of Beavers hat. So, well, don't mind if I do. My hair is a little too long. But okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna be wearing this from now on. So afterwards, apparently the director or somebody was supposed to show up to do a Q&A, but he forgot to show up, so that's funny. Also, another thing was that okay, this is getting a little bit, my hair is really not suited for wearing hats. But anyways, the whole crowd last night was amazing. Every time I go to a movie, it's different, because it's a different crowd. Like when I went to watch Puss in Boots, it's all kids. When I watched Top Gun Maverick, everyone showed up because it's such a big mainstream movie. But this one, only big movie fans find out about movies like these and then go to the theaters to watch this kind of movie, even though this is already available online, on streaming. So the whole crowd was really enthusiastic. Everyone knew what they were in for, and everyone came in with friends. I feel like I was the only person in the entire audience to go alone, to go solo, because everyone was like chatting and they were talking to each other, laughing. Some people in front of me, they were already wearing like beaver hats. Like everyone's in for the occasion. So it felt amazing. It felt like a whole community coming together for a good laugh, and it was great. I was gonna invite my friend, but my friend was busy. So there's that. But anyways, hundreds of beavers. What is this movie about? It is a silent, mostly silent, black and white slapstick comedy film about a guy who is stuck in the wilderness, in the woods, in the snow, and he is forced to be a fur trapper because he needs to collect beaver fur in order to please a guy and marry his daughter. And that is the whole point of the movie, and it's nearly 2 hours long. But right off the bat, obviously, there are a lot of Charlie Chaplin and a lot of Buster Keaton appreciation here. Also, this movie, it's like Tom and Jerry, but live action. It's like Looney Tunes, essentially. It is so unhinged. The jokes are so physical. They're so all over the place and ridiculous and whack. It's actually amazing. Another thing with this movie is that a lot of the shots are done with a green screen. Obviously, how the hell are you gonna do all that weird, crazy stuff anyways? But you may think, okay, it's a green screen movie with a kooky, cartoony aesthetic. They're gonna just, edit it in a lazy way, right? No, they still put a lot of heart and a lot of thought into every single shot and every single edit. In fact, they turned this whole green screen composited image thing into its own aesthetic. I feel like I'm actually watching a cartoon but live action when I'm watching this film because they turned it into a whole aesthetic itself. Another comparison I would like to make is that this movie feels like a video game, especially the main plot of the movie. Given that this movie is almost 2 hours long, you would think, okay, come on. Slapstick comedy? 2 hours? Come on, that's too long. But the thing is, this movie has a lot of gags. It's just non-stop gags for 2 hours straight. And you may think it's gonna get boring, it's gonna get stale, and especially for people like me, I usually don't watch comedies because I don't find movies funny usually. But this Hundreds of Beavers go above and beyond with its jokes because every time it comes up with a new joke, every time, every minute has a new joke in it. It's just non-stop. It gets really, really creative. It never gets stale. And in some ways, it's like a video game because he finds this merchant and, oh, if you want this, you need to kill one beaver. If you want this, you need to kill two beavers. If you want this, you need to kill three rabbits. So the main character does all of these quests, and all of these quests require different things. You would think that 2 hours of slapstick comedy is a little bit too little, but actually a lot is going on because there are a lot of different animals and they all have their own side things. Like the wolves have their own thing, the rabbits have their own thing, the beavers are building an empire or something, the merchant and his daughter are doing something. There are so many moving pieces in this movie, actually, and they are all as funny and as refreshing and as creative as ever. There are also a lot of running gags. I'm going to try my best not to spoil the experience for you, but there are a couple gags that are really creatively used. One is the merchant trying to spit in a cup, but every time he spits, he misses. And this gag happens like 9 times in the movie, but every time it gets funnier and funnier and funnier because they keep using creative new ways to make that gag. Like one time he would spit into a gun and then he would shoot the cup and it will still miss, even though the cup is literally in front of him. Or the last gag, which I'm not going to spoil, but it's just it's just really funny. And then another running gag is the main character, he's hungry, he found some eggs on a tree, on an egg nest. And when he found the eggs, he's like, woohoo! And then when he does it, a bird hears it, flies to him, and starts picking on his face. And so he tries his best to not do the whistle. It's like Drake. This is what happens when Drake finds eggs in the wilderness. Woohoo! Or when there is a trap and he manages to avoid that trap, and he's like, haha. And then when he makes that noise, he's like, and then the wolves show up. It's so cartoony. It's so silly. It's actually amazing. And the first few jokes in the film are the funniest, in my opinion. There's one where the main character is trying to attract some rabbits because he's trying to hunt some rabbits down. So he built like a fake rabbit snowman with big boobs to attract male rabbits, which is so goofy. It's actually amazing. And then the last act is just batshit insane. It's next level. Even if you don't laugh at the jokes in the last act of the film, you have to admire the amount of creativity that went into it. It really goes above and beyond. Every single joke is crazier than the last one. And the movie references everything from Mission Impossible to Star Wars. There are James Bond references. There are not one, but two car chases, except they're not in cars. One of them are on logs, like wooden logs, and the other is on a wooden sled in the snow. There are two very impressive chase sequences that's so perfectly choreographed. This movie's honestly an impressive feat in storyboarding, because there's no way in hell you're able to film this without a storyboard, because you will have no idea how it's gonna look. Most of the movie is done in post-production. There are also a lot of fourth wall breaks in the film. You know, it's a silent film, but it's not silent all the time. Sometimes it's suddenly, like, there's suddenly dialogue, and that's the joke. And almost all of the animals are either dolls or played by real human beings in a suit. And sometimes the film doesn't even try to pretend that it's an animal. Like, there's a horse character who is obviously a human being, and that's the joke. But yeah, this is easily the funniest movie since Hot Fuzz, and that's saying a lot, because Hot Fuzz is like the funniest movie I've ever seen. So yeah, I had a blast watching this film, and thanks for the hat. I'm giving Hundreds of Beavers a decent 9 out of 10. My favorite film of the year so far. So have you seen Hundreds of Beavers? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.